Y'all planning for this?
Welcome back, TPR Nation. This is your host, Micah Shalansky, with another episode of Tips from the Trenches. Now, one of the things that I really enjoy about doing these episodes is the fact that we get to talk about real life things that happen in our practices. As you know from some of the previous tips, sometimes it's things we messed up on. Sometimes it's things we need to improve on. And sometimes it's ways that we can add dramatic, massive value to our clients in non-traditional ways. And that's actually what I want to talk to you about right now. I got a bit of a panic call to our office from one of our clients because they run a small business and they had a security breach that they found out. Somebody hacked into their email and started responding as theirs. Now, they were handling all of their orders and purchases through their own email account. And what they were doing is they would send out a PO request. They would send out an invoice that was there and says, hey, this is the bank account that you could wire the money to for the payment, because they were larger transactions. Well, the hacker got in, saw this correspondence, jumped in there and responded and says, oops, sorry, I gave you the wrong account number. Please send the money here. And some of the people sent the money to the hacker's bank account because it came from their email. It looked like it came from their account, which is just crazy. Now, one of the clients saw this and says, whoa, this is an Alaska business and this is a lower 48 bank. This doesn't make sense. They called my clients, and that's how my clients found out about it. And sure enough, then it was a question, holy crap, number one, how do we stop the bleeding? How do we put the fire out, right? Quit doing damage. And then number two, how do we go back and fix these problems that have taken place, because they've been swindled out of a lot of money. So the client calls us kind of freaking out in the middle of it. They don't know where to turn to. Says, all right, number one, what's our cybersecurity policy? Now, great news is we already have, and if you are a member of Backstage Pass or Invictus members, we'll give you a copy of this on our website, but we have a cybersecurity plan for clients. It's just a quick little 1-2 pager that talks about security breaches. What are the things you should do? What are the action steps? So number one is like, great, I'm going to get you this document. This is the things that we need to go through. Some basic stuff, right? Shut off all access. Make sure we have dual authentication that's in there. Change your passwords, right? Antivirus, etc. Now, you can think about these things, but with these clients, which are great people, wonderful business owners, absolutely great, they excel at what they do, and technology is not what they do. So they still have some issues with this. So what are one of the ways that we had to fix this is I had to bring in another vendor. So I said, you know what? I can only help so far, but we work with this company. Actually, this company name is Attentus. They do all virtual tech support for offices. I said, you know what? I need to make an introduction to them. They need to come in and help you because I can only go so far. Now, you could be saying, well, Micah, is this really adding value? Because I am pretty tech savvy. Could I have done more in this aspect? But adding massive value is also knowing where your limitations are and adding massive value. I could get in there and play around, but my biggest benefit is getting the right expert in to make the connection to take care of it. So I made an introduction that next morning to Attentus, which has just done a wonderful job, and they were able to log in, take care of things, and change the whole security thing. I then followed up with our client as well later on. It says, hey, let's make sure Attentus did a good job taking care of you. Did you have any questions? How was it? They have just raved about it. They said, Mike, it's great. We've talked with them. They're working through all these things. They were able to fix a bunch of stuff. They're fixing all of our other computers, and now they feel like they're being taken care of. So adding massive value is sometimes just about being a resource, being that sounding board. We are the place clients call when they have a question they don't know how to answer. The client was swindled out of money. What do they do? Okay, there's multiple things. One, there's some tax things that we need to think about. We need to think about some bank account things. But number one, we need to stop the bleeding. We need to bring in the right expert. And right now, that's a technology person. Let me introduce you to it so they can fix that problem today. So us as financial advisors, we get so many of these questions because we've dealt with this hundreds of times to other clients. But this is this client's first time dealing with this. So they call us and we need to have those resources available. So what's your process? What are your resources? How do you have those connections that are out there that if a client runs into a problem, how do you deliver massive value, even if it's not your area of expertise? And more importantly, how do you follow up? Now, Attentus, this other company, has done a really good job. If they hadn't, I said, great, this is the reason I followed up. If they hadn't had done a good job, then I had laid my reputation on the line saying this company was going to resolve their problem. But what if they didn't? This is why I have a follow-up call. This is why I called to follow up with the clients. It says, hey, this was a big issue. Let's make sure you're taken care of. If you weren't taken care of, great. Here's 2 or 3 other companies that we could go to make sure they feel like they're being taken care of. So The action item around this is sometimes we are the sounding boards and we need to be the problem solvers for our clients in areas we're not expert in. So what areas are you not an expert in that you need to reach out and get a little bit more information on? Maybe it's taxes, maybe it's estate planning. You know what? Maybe it's cybersecurity, maybe it's banking rules, maybe it's foreign wire transfers when clients are buying properties overseas. What are those different areas that you need a phenomenal resource? And maybe it's time to go out and get those resources so you can constantly be adding massive values for your clients. Until next time, happy planning.
Hold on before we go. Something that you need to know. This isn't tax, legal, or investment advice. That isn't our intent. Information designed to change lives. Financial planning can make you thrive. Start today, don't think twice. Be a better husband, father, mother, and wife.